Good morning, everyone. Very warm good morning. I'm happy to have you all this morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. While waiting for others to join, I'd love to see where are you connecting us from. And I am happy to see a lot of familiar faces today. So please share with us what's your plan today, what you're doing, and what's your maybe the main ask for our session today, what you'd like to know more about. We have Aisha from Dubai. Hello, Aisha. Oh, I've seen people connected from Bulgaria. That's nice. Enjoy your vacation, or is it business trip? Hanan, we have a lot of registrants today, so it seems like it's a very interesting, we know that it's a very interesting topic and everyone is excited to know more about how to create really an impactful presentation.
I'm glad to see you all here, ladies and gentlemen.
Excellent. So what about we start? Maybe if you'd like to share your presentation while, as I see, like, we can just honor everyone's punctuality and start. Thank you so much, Hanan. You know, everyone, that raising capital from investors is really difficult and time consuming. Therefore, it's really very important that a startup or any business that is seeking a raising of funding, that creates a great investors pitch deck that by articulating a compelling and interesting story. And that's why, since pitching for investors can be tough for many of us, that's why it's very important to nail it. And we're happy today to have Hanan, our entrepreneurship coach at UN Women and a startup advisor, that she's going to take us through how to make a compelling story and really attract investors' interest. Thank you so much, Hanan, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So can we move to the next slide, please? Here's myself and Hanan, the second one. Yeah, the following one. So we're happy to see you, interacting with us through our chat box by sending us questions and asking whatever you need to know about the sessions today, but also to share on social media about the session. So please use our social handles on LinkedIn and on Twitter, as well as on Instagram. This is like very interesting topic also that we're holding next week, actually on Tuesday, 5th of July. We're happy to host Nada Khurshid, my colleague Hanan will be hosting her to discuss more about how to be having this balance between commending leadership and also to have this kind of having this consensus from our colleagues. So this is very important for any entrepreneur, and Nada will give us a lot of insightful information about how to do that. So please register to the session, and it's going to be the last session before our summer break. We're happy to have you all. Now, before we start and kick off the presentation or maybe the workshop with Hanan, I would like to launch this poll to understand more from you. Where do we stand in terms of knowledge about creating investor decks? And also, if you see, like, the second question is, what stage are you in a startup now? This is very important for Hanan to understand maybe, or what focus area she needs to really emphasize on. So Hanan, we're waiting now. 50% of the attendees are participating. Let's see and wait until we maybe hit 90% or 100%. And it's good to see, like, they are in different knowledge status, like between no knowledge to really good, and we're having very good. So that's very interesting as well. The session is recorded, and we're gonna be sharing the recording link to you after the session. And please use the chat box to ask, as usual, any question, and we're happy to answer your clarification or questions needed. Okay, excellent. So I see like we have 42% who are at pre-seed stage. We have 8% at seed stage. We have almost the majority are on growth stage, and this is good because this is where it's important to prepare the investors deck. And unfortunately, we have 2 at exit stage, but I believe like everywhere when you finish something, you need to start a new beginning and have a bright beginning. We hope so. We're ending now the poll. And the floor is yours, Hanan.
Thank you so much, Maya. Thanks to UN Women and Nama Women for having me here today. I just want to introduce myself to all of you. I'm a startup advisor. I have 13 years of accelerating startups, working with incubators around the MENA region. I've worked in UAE, in Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Palestine. I'm an expert in innovation and public-private partnerships. I have focused on tech startups, specifically on NewSpace, AI, UAVs, EdTech, and others. Today, what we are going to be covering, we're going to start by definition. What's the investor deck? Why it's important for you? We're going to speak about the main elements, your do's and don'ts, and we're going to speak also about the documents that you're going to need and the top tips for investor pitch. And then we'll give you questions that my colleague, Dr. Maya, will cover. So what's an investor deck? This is the document that you prepare to share with your investors, whether angels or VCs, etc. You want to present your business. You want to be comprehensive. You want to speak about your company, your technology, if there's an innovation in it. You want to talk about your qualified team, if there are a board of advisors, your market, etc. Ideally, this is a 15 to 20 slide presentation. And you need to have it very well structured. Words matter. You need to select your words carefully. Most of the startups that I have been working with, because you are working with your startup for a very long time, you're very aware of everything. You know everything. When you're talking to someone new, you need to understand that they have no idea what you are talking about. And in here, you need to be comprehensive. You need to make sure that they know what you are, what you do, how you do it, and when you do it and where. You need to have a compelling and interesting flow. You need to have a good narrative for it to present it. Why it's important? In my opinion, I think your investment pitch is kind of your ambassador. This is your first step when you present yourself and you present your company, hoping to secure an investment. This document needs to be engaging. This is the hook that you hopefully will get you the meeting where you will be discussing the potential investment. So there are more people in the waiting room. Let me just admit, I'm sorry. Just as a background, we have 3 different pitches. We have usually the elevator pitch. I'm sure most of you know what it is. This is like if you get an opportunity with an investor, well, usually they call it an elevator in case like within an elevator ride, but like also you can do it within networking events. So in 1 minute, you need to be able to explain to the person in front of you what your product is with a hook, something that would get you a meeting, something that this investor will be like, oh, okay, this is the next big thing. I like it. I want to know more. Ideally, you get after it your short form kind of pitch to work on for the meeting that you will be presented with the investor. So in here, you need to provide the basics. You need to speak about your business. You're going to talk about your vision, your mission, where the idea came from, what's the technology you're using, if there's an innovation that you are working on, who's your team, what's your plan, where are you today, what you're going to get afterward. And then we will get your investment meeting, which we are going to be talking. So the pitch we are talking about today could be between short and long form, depending on how much content you want to provide on each title. So in the long form pitch in here, you need to be very comprehensive. This is the pitch that you prepare for that kind of meeting, that you need to provide everything an investor needs to know about your company. They need to see where are they putting their money and why this makes sense for them and where is their return on investment coming from and when. Dr. Maya.
Thank you so much, Hanan. Actually, I've seen on the chat that many of us today are preparing their investors pitch. So I would like to ask you, what are the different slides? It's good to know that they're now practically they will be implementing as soon as they leave the session today, hopefully. So what are the different slides that you are working on, or maybe what you think that it is the most component that you need to integrate in your presentation? Please let us know what you think about these in the chat. Do you have any slide that you think that this is the one that you need to focus during the presentation?
So this is a very interesting question. Why? Because in here, you need to put yourself in the investor shoe, right? So this is like we are reversing it. Instead of you pitching for an investor, you need to think, okay, like when I'm presenting my slides, which one will get which one will work as the hook, which one will get the interest, which one would be like, okay, this is the one that I want to talk about. So in here, you need to switch places. You need to think reversely, okay? So what do you think the one that the investor would find a lot interesting?
We have a very interesting actually point. Aisha raised that we need to focus about how our product can solve a problem or satisfy a need, the need in the market. This is very interesting. Yes, we agree. Who else would like to share with us? Is there any specific journey of the company so far? Yes, Sharu. Any other component that we need to really prepare within our investor deck? What kind of financial figures? Let me just go back. In particular, will investor be interested in business model and monetization?
Definitely.
Okay, definitely. Market opportunity. SWOT analysis. Yes. Problem, solution, traction, timeline, competition. So Dima, you're ready. I believe so. money. That's also important. Let's see how.
Yes. Show me the money, definitely.
Break-even analysis, previous client, very important, exit plan, longevity, psychology of investors. Okay, what do you mean by that, Sarah, please? So you want to just maybe understand their perspective, projections, how to get them to accept the pitch. This is the question, we'll get it later. So basically everything that's right. Business model canvas, sustainable and growth ready, income and expense. So I think, Hanan, you have such really an advanced audience today, and we're happy to really growth projections, competitors, history. Yes, exactly.
Amazing. Okay.
Very nice.
So we are going to speak about all of these. So all of these are amazing answers, and yes, they are very important. So here the main elements that you need to include in your slides. So first, we're going to have an intro. We're going to be speaking about the problem or the potential. We're going to be talking about the solution, the innovation, the product, the technology, what kind of target market we have. We could provide some analysis, some statistics. We're going to look at the landscape. Who's in this market with me? Who are my competitions? Am I there? Do I have traction? Do I have visitors on my website? Do I have downloads? My business model, how am I making the money? Do I have a strategy to tap into new markets? What's my roadmap? Where do I stand today? Where have I been in the last 2 years or since start? What my plans are for the future? How do my financials look and projections like you have mentioned? My team, my advisors, and then obviously the ask, how much money we want and why. And we could also provide analysis of similar investment deals And also we could provide some supporting documents as annexes. So in here, I thought that the best way that I could present you this is by giving you an example. So I invented a fictional startup, and I'm going to take you through it so that we can explain to you each slide and how it would make sense. So calorie bracelet, this startup does not exist. This is just an example for you. It's a fictional one. I don't believe that technology is there yet for us. So calorie bracelet is an AI-based wearable technology connected to a smart application of food metrics. In here, I chose every word carefully. I wanted you to have an understanding, what am I talking about? This is an AI-based, I already explained to you what kind of technology I have. It's wearable. I also made it more specific. It's not only that I have the product that is the tech wearable, but I also have a smart application. Then I'm talking about why I'm doing this. It's providing food metrics or markers. Then I'm providing myself. So I'm the one pitching to you. So I'm presenting myself. I'm Hanan Khaldi. I'm the founder. I'm the CEO, CTO, etc. This is my email so that they can connect with me. They can follow up with me. This is my phone number. Here's where I'm staying. So what's the problem that I'm solving? I believe that more than 54% of the world have showed a concern about their healthy living. They have showed concern about the nutrition facts and information that they find on their grocery shoppings, about their healthy food, and the aim that they want to control their portions or their diets. In here, I presented statistics. I'm showing you that this problem exists, and I'm backing it by facts. I'm telling you that there's more than 54% of the market that are caring about this industry that I'm talking about. Now I want to give you the solution or the product. So I wanted to build a wearable bracelet that is going to scan the different food types, is going to share the metrics through the dashboard of my smart application, is going to allow you as a user to set your diet or preferences, wants and dislikes. It's going to track your intakes. It's going to help you with your grocery shopping. It's going to alert you once you have exceeded something or you're touching something that you don't like. So for example, I give you an example. You're holding a certain food, is going to scan the nutrition facts. It's going to compare it through the entries that you are going to be giving. Is going to study and understand where you're coming from, give some kind of feedback. Okay, like today we have, I have decided that I don't want to cross a certain amount of calories, going to tell me. So if I'm at the grocery, I'm doing my shopping, it could tell me, and I had added some kind of preference. I don't like artificial colors. It's going to tell me, oh, this is a bad choice. You can have this alternative, that alternative. So in here, I explain to you what I am doing. So I'm explaining to you what's the purpose of the wearable bracelet and what's the purpose of the application and what they do. Next, I need to show you what I have been talking about. This slide is very important, and in it, you need to explain to your investor everything they need to know so that they can visualize, they can imagine your product. Whether it's there or not, you need to show something in here so that they can understand what this is. So I said, I have the bracelet, the wearable, so I'm showing it, and I have a mobile application. In here, you could also provide, excuse me, kind of a demo through a video, like you could take me through, for example, the application. Okay, so here how you register, how you sign up. This is your homepage. This is how it looks. This is your dashboard. Those are the readings. Here where you sit. Here's your, all of these information are very, very important. So in here, I'm trying to show you that I have where the alerts, where the dashboard is. Okay, so what kind of things? So okay, I found the pineapple. I'm here in the trying to eat or purchase it, etc. And already my wearable bracelet will read this information, those nutrition facts, send it to my application. It will alert me because I already have set, for example, I put here a limit on my carbs. I don't want to go over 20 carbs. I already had 10 today. It will say, oh, okay, fine. This exceeds what you want. You can have some kind of alternatives. Everything that I have been explaining in here, you need to be able to see it and to visualize it.
Hanan, if you,
yeah.
Yes, have questions, please, coming from the, we're getting the question as long as we're going into the workshop today. We have a question like, if I have a business since long time, I'm not just now starting, so I'm not at a pre-seed status. I'm already in the business, and I haven't conducted my market study. I have conducted like years back. What do I do? Shall I go and redo just assessment of the market, or how I need to figure out about the statistic that might be accurate about the situation now?
So research, that's an amazing question. Research is very important. So if you have done your research 3 years ago, that's still valid, because this is the history of the market that you are in. But you need to always keep your slides updated. You need to show that your investor that you understand this market. You know what has happened in the past 3 years. You understand how these things changed. So I go and I do my research, I do my homework, I show where we're standing today, and I show what is the future looking like. I'm not going to disregard anything from the past of it, because that as well is the fundamental and of this industry, and it is still as important.
What are the platforms to research for statistics? Do you recommend any?
I would rather go for ones that are credible. I don't want to be promoting a specific one, but there's, I can say, I don't know. Like there's Statistica, for example, I really like it. It's a bit expensive. There are reports that you can buy from certain consultancies, but still, like, for example, OECD, they provide a lot of information. World Bank, they provide a lot of information. UN provide a lot of reports. You can go to all of these credible resources, and you need to also show these resources. So this is, I brought, like, for example, when I was telling you in here that when international, I also quoted it. So this is the platform, this is the report where I brought this information from. Of course, it's very important.
And also, Hanan, do you think that we can just maybe, if we need to highlight a problem, just go to normal, I would say, approach by having survey and re-asking maybe the audience, or having a representative sample about the problem, and identify the challenges that our maybe audience are, or maybe clients are facing?
So in the problem, yes, that makes a lot of sense. In the problem, I need to show that the market is lacking, or there is a potential for this. Whether you do it through a survey, whether you do it through focus groups, whether you do it by asking a market research company to do it for you, you need to show those statistics. The methodology, if that's the question, like, do I need to show my survey? No, you don't need to show it, but you need to show your results for sure. You could add those as annexes. For example, if somebody wanted to know, for example, you want to speak about like the sample that you used for the survey or for the focus group, why they made sense for you, why were they the people that you went to, where are they within your target audience, how their personas were, and the results that came from. That could be in your annexes in case like a question would come for this and makes more sense for you.
Great, thank you so much.
Okay, so now I have spoke about my business. I talk about the problem, I talk about the solution, I showed you my product. Now I need to show you that I understand my market. So in here, I want to show that this is a growing market, this is accelerating market. So today, the wearable technology, this is the industry that I'm talking to my investor about, is valued at $115 billion. Not only that, in the future, within 2028, the value will rise to $380 billion. So I'm showing my investor first, I did my research, I understand my market, and this industry per se is accelerating. Smartwatches are becoming increasingly popular. By type of product, wrist wears. So I take them from wearable all the way to the product that I'm showing. Wrist wears products accounted for 31% of those $115 billion. So you see, I'm showing you the money based by facts. And more customers are showing more interest in fitness and wellness category. So those are my target audience. This is a very important slide for you, and you need to do a lot of research and understanding of it to present it. In here, you could add more than one slide and you can tackle it differently. You could also speak about the market size and then talk about the personas. I could say that I'm targeting people in the age group between 20 and 50. I'm targeting people who are gym goers, who are athletic, who care for their nutrition. I can say even I can go into more details and analyze my ideal paying customer and say they make an income between this and that. So as much as you want to analyze and break down the market, you can do that as well. In here, I could also show, like I'm saying here at the last one, that 38% of this market share is in North America. Could also say that my first entry, that's my first entry market. And that makes sense for you because 38% of that market in the wearable wrist are in the US, in North America. So I'm going to start from there. I could next go to Europe or Asia. Now, I want to show my investor that I didn't only understand my market and demographics, but I also have looked at the landscape. I know who are my competition. I have looked them up. I probably used those products and I saw the gap in what they present or things that they are presenting that the customers are liking, and I'm providing a development on it. I'm enhancing it, I'm improving it. So again, those are even the competition, those are startups that don't exist. So I'm here showing myself as Khaldi bracelet against FinTech and Miguel, and I'm looking at the size, the design, the price, updates, and compatibility. Even visually, when you look at it, I positioned my startup at the beginning and I highlighted it. And I want to show that I'm better than all of them. So like in matter of size, my screen is bigger. In part of features, even though like they don't provide sweeping flat edge or they just have classic features, I provide sweeping edge. I provide customizable experience. My application goes for 11 languages, different languages. You can change the user interface in it. You can have it with different bracelet bands. And then I can show that I'm competitive in my pricing. So I'm selling it for $200 while they are doing it for $400 and $250. In here, you might get the question, you need to, in your financials, to show the cost so that my price is $200. It's much less than my competition. However, my cost is also way less than them. So even though they're selling it for 400, their profit from it is 100, but mine is 180 or 120. And then I'm showing that I'm having updates. I continuously provide updates. I'm continuously close to the market. I'm continuously close to my client. I take feedback from them. I understand what they want. I work and update so that to meet the need of the market. I'm compatible with all the technologies that are there, while FinTech is only for iOS or Android, etc. In here, and then I want to show you that all of that I exist in the market. I validated my product. I'm there, I'm in the App Store, and I'm downloaded 100,000 times. I have 100,000, and I have 80% of those are as active users. I'm top 10 in the App Store. I have 15,000 of these as premium subscribers. And this is the cost that I have between my classic or standard and my premium. I need to show that I'm making money. I need to show that this is something that is growing. I need to show where I started and where I am today. And go ahead.
Yeah, Hanan, maybe you just take few questions.
Yeah.
One of the questions, and this is very important, do you recommend the slides to be detailed or less detailed? And she said, like, we went for brief points in our presentation and explained all the detail while presenting. What do you think? Like, I mean, she was referring to the first maybe 2 slides about the market analysis and solution.
I believe more visual, definitely much better than detailed, as in writing a lot of, like having a lot of words in there. I believe that you need to deliver the message. If you're capable of delivering the message in a few bullet points, that's amazing. Because also you don't want to be presenting for the investors and having them looking at the slide behind you and reading it and then lose interest in what you are saying. I'm all for like more visual, less wording for sure.
Excellent. So for startup raising funds at idea stage, what could they display instead here?
In your ideation, you have to show, like you know, when I told you about the product in here, and I told you even if you don't have it, you would still show it. I would draw it. I would have maybe a demo of what I expect this product to look like, and the market would still exist. I still need to show that I validated my idea. I spoke to my target audience. They showed an interest in this. The market exists. It's a growing market. It's not dying market. There's the innovation I am providing, and this is the next big thing. In that place where you are raising money, you need to be very mindful that your valuation is zero, because it's an idea is zero. So in here, you need to have ask for the least, in my opinion. I think that you need to ask for the money that you need so that you can kick off. And then as you grow, because any achievement that you will have, so from there, you're going to build your minimum viable product, your MVP, or you're going to be working on your proof of concept, your POC. Any of these things once happen, your valuation is going to go up. So take only the money that you need to kick off. Definitely show them, don't tell them, show them what this is and how it works. Definitely start by being very, okay, this is a platform. This is an application. This is a product. This is what it's going to do for you. This is the future of it. Make them convinced that you have the next big thing. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely. I see that they're asking also, do we need to be successful investors? Yes, we do actually. We need to show them that you are an interesting case. And even though even we're having idea, and that's why maybe Hanan, you can tell us more at which stage we seek finance. We can seek, of course, at the pre-seed stage, but when do you think that the most important for us and maybe more impactful to be present in front of, or presenting in front of investors?
I believe at the very early stages, definitely invest yourself, get money from family and friends. Don't get yourself with bank loans or anything else. I would rather have money from myself, my founding team, and also I could ask my family, I could ask my friends for it. After that, once I have my MVP, once I'm ready to enter the market, you could go for other places. You could go for example, crowdfunding, which is now legalized in UAE. Crowdfunding is the place where I ask for money from my peers through platforms. The platform could take a small percentage with a cap, of course, on this application, and you receive money from people. You could ask for $5, you could ask for $500, you could ask for $30,000. You could also ask something like your pre-sales. So you're supporting me with this so that I can build my product, and you can actually buy it upfront, so that I'm getting the money to actually build my product. You can go to incubators and accelerators who also provide funding. And then you could also ask for angel investment at that place where you are ready to tap into new markets. And after that, you could go for venture capitalists, so VCs.
Excellent, thank you. Let's continue. Okay. So now we've seen under traction.
Yeah. So I showed the traction right now. I'm showing you that I'm in the App Store, I'm top 10. I have all of these users that are active. And I want to now show you how am I making money. I'm making money through subscriptions. You buy my application, you subscribe for this membership, and you pay, like I said, my basic is for $8, and my premium, because I already presented to you that this is an application that can be customized, that would go for $13. So from that, I'm going to do from my subscription $10. I could also be doing the sales, the bracelet itself. So the bracelet that costs $200. I also could add for between classic and premium, I could add advertisement in the classic mode where I can bring in more money. So I'm talking here about the market size, and then I'm showing my market share, and then I'm showing how am I making all these money, and then I'm showing you my revenue. And now I want to show that I have a vision to expand. I have a vision to scale up, and I have a strategy to tap into new markets. So I want to develop and update new features that are compatible and work for different countries that I want to go to. I'm understanding that maybe I need to provide more competitive prices. I need to maybe build relationships with convenient partners for me in those new markets, or have a physical offices in there. There's also a way where we can also enter new markets through soft landing programs, which some accelerators and innovation hubs around the world also provide. So soft landing means that you go through an incubator and an accelerator, and they would allow you to stay there for, say, 3 to 6 months. You can use their facilities, you can use their network from mentors, from angels. And why we do this? We do it because let's assume I'm a company like this and I have started in North America because that made more sense for me. And now next I want to go to Europe. I'm starting in Italy. Italy is a new place for me. It's a new market. I will research it. I will understand, and I have already understood who are the next 3 markets for me and why they make sense financially. But still there are a lot of barriers. I don't speak the language. I don't understand the culture. I have a lot of difficulty probably meeting new angels or investors in there. When I'm going through an accelerator soft landing program, they are going to break all of these barriers for me. So they are going to give me my do's and don'ts. They are going to guide me. They're going to show me and connect me with mentors. They're going to show me and connect me with angel investors. So that also could be one of the parts for me to enter new markets. I go, or you have questions? Do you want to?
Excellent. I see the chat is on fire today. So a lot of questions about investors. How do we find them, and how to be sure that we're approaching the right people?
So where you find investors definitely depend on the stage that you are in. So if you are still in the idea and building a business plan and an MVP or a POC, you would want to go to incubators and accelerators, probably best for you, and to find it. And you can also Google a lot of angel investors and where to find them. There are a lot of angel networks around the world, even here in Dubai. How to know who makes sense for you, specifically in angel investment, because angels are, why do we call them angel investors? They're angel investors because they come and like hold you and hope, like not only by providing you with the money, but they also provide their experience. And angel investors tend to invest in industries and niche industries that they know of, that they are already in. And they can also open door for you to get new clients, new contracts. They can save you a lot of problems and issues and struggles that you might fall in because they have been in this industry way longer than you. And when we talk VCs, we are talking about a different stage. You're already an established entity. You're no longer a startup. You're no longer at the beginning of your business. And in there, all you need is expansion. Your product is in place. You still want to work on it, but you need to enter new markets. You need to go into growth. And in there, VCs, you need to search for them. Who would make more sense for you? And in my opinion, I think you need to always do your comparison. For example, let's say I'm at the beginning, I have an MVP and I want to enter a new market. I need $100,000. I got 20 from my family and friends. I have a 10, I still have 70 to go. I could look for accelerators some of them could take equity from me. So what's the pros and cons? The pros is that accelerators would give me a lot of credibility. They would open a lot of doors for me. There's a lot of services there. They will invest in me. They will teach me how to build my financials. They will teach me how to work on my sales strategy, on my marketing. They will introduce me to a lot of people. But they're going to take probably 5% of my company. On the other side, maybe I don't need all of these. Maybe I already understand my market very well. Maybe I already know the people that I need. I don't need anyone to teach me how to do financials. I don't need any of the services an accelerator will go for. And I don't want to give 5% of my company. And this is a product that is easy to sell for the public. So I would go for a crowdfunding platform. Some crowdfunding platforms go for equity. So you could give between 3 to 5% of your company and would explain an SVP in there. Some of them, they don't ask for anything in return. So you could, if like I say, if I'm looking for a $15,000, I could go there and ask for it and not give anything in return. The reward would be me sending a thank you letter. It would be me sending something simple. And I could also give, like we mentioned a little bit before, our pre-sales in there. Crowdfunding is actually one of the things that I enjoy a lot. And I think it's one of the brilliant things of this new economy. Because so first it started with arts and all of that, but now it's a big and huge support for tech startups and other startups. The beauty of it is that one example that one day somebody went on this crowdfund platform and was like, okay, I want to make potato salads, and it was like open. So he had tickets from $10 to $20, nothing much. And in return, he would call the salad after your name or say your name while doing it on a YouTube, while preparing the salad on a YouTube channel. He secured $20,000. So this is an example just to show you the power of this new economy and what the internet is providing you. He got $20,000 to make potato salads, nothing in return.
Definitely. And also last year we heard one of the success story in Dubai, that having 3 girls, they were dreaming of having their own, I would say, bakery shop based on patisserie, French bakery. So they raised up to 300,000 dirhams through crowdfunding. People love to support, people love to have innovative idea, and they want to have, to be taking part of this kind of initiatives. And they see returns coming, of course, from that specific investment. Now, I also recommend or maybe encourage everyone to go to networking event. This is how to just, now we see through our chat, if you are asking, and we have a lot of participants who are also answering, they want to share the knowledge. So ask around, check what are the venues that you can go and look for a mentor. Mentoring is very important. And basically in 2011, one big study in Silicon Valley found out that among 650 startups, those startups who could raise funding are those who were having mentors immediately. So the mentor is really much important than having a helpful sometimes investor. So mentoring, one of the also recommendations.
Thank you a lot, because excuse me, this is a great example of what what I keep saying is that the most important pillar in your startup is definitely people. Just 1 second, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead. So meanwhile, maybe we can just look at the chat as well. And so it's about maybe all platform of crowdfunding, crowd investment, and yes, plenty of, we have plenty of incubators. And we're happy that UAE is a vibrant community now for entrepreneurship, and we see the ecosystem is getting more and more mature. So everyone, we need to do our homework in looking for investments. And also it's important to see that to understand that it needs a lot of work to be done. We cannot guarantee any investment in a few steps. We need to work hard and always work on our proposals to get better attractions.
So to go back to that point, because I'm always asked, what do you think the most important pillar in a startup or a scale up? And I still always would say it's people. Because like Maya said, people open door, people introduce you to people, introduce you to investment, introduce you to accelerators, introduce you to people who might acquire, to first clients, to first contracts. People are very important. And for sure, mentors are an amazing tool to use. I have 13 years of experience. I have been working, and in every step of my life, I have always had a minimum of 2 mentors showing me the way and guiding me. It's very important. And the amount of mistakes that they have saved me, it definitely accelerated my career as well. How would you think like about going about a product and having someone from the industry understanding it and showing you what's coming next and where are the gaps and what's the potential and why this makes sense? Mentors are very amazing, very important tool. Networking as well, like Maya mentioned, and you need to be in part of this community that you are. If you're a tech startup, if you're a traditional startup, to be around your community, find your people. And in networking, well, maybe like aside from the COVID life, so like in here we are sitting, I'm talking, I'm not seeing you, but if this was a physical event, after this, you'll be able to reach out to me, to Maya. People who are here also add a lot of value. You could also ask from them. You could also find, I think our directors here also, Hiba, you could reach out to her. And people do want to help and to support. And another amazing thing that I believe in is that in these networking events, you can find startups and other people who share your vision, who share your understanding, who are part of this journey and going through your struggles. You can learn from each other. And I have seen it a lot that you become ambassadors for each other and actually collaborate with each other and buy from each other.
Definitely.
Okay.
Great.
So in here, I have already spoke about the product. I explained to you the company, everything, you understand it. Now I want to show you my journey. So I have started in the third quarter of 2021. That was my pre-seed investment. I got $50,000. I invested in it myself with my founders and from family and friends. I built my business plan. I did my feasibility study. I built my product demo. I tested and validated my market. And my valuation by the end of that part was $100,000. From Q3 to Q1 of 2022, I went into my seed investment. I went to angel investors. I went through an accelerator and got more money. I went to crowdfund platforms. I still used my friends and family. In here, I launched into my first market. I acquired my first 100,000 users. I built my team to be able to deliver on this bigger vision. I updated my product. The bracelet now looks nicer, it's smaller, it's bigger. The bugs in my application are fixed, etc. I added new customization options and I started making revenue. Today here, I'm in the second quarter of 2022. I am in Series A. I'm now going to VC. I'm asking for a 3 million. I'm already an established company. I already have a qualified team. When I was in my Q3, when I was at my pre-seed, when I wanted an accountant, I would go and use a freelancer. When I needed marketing, I went and used a freelancer. And in the second place where I had my seed investment, I looked on who I really needed to be part of my team. And I could not afford a CTO for me. So I brought in my CTO, but I gave them shares because I could not afford, because they were high profile. I didn't have enough money, but I still needed a high profile person to join the team. In here, I also gave, in my family and friends, I did not give them anything from my company, but when I used angels, I had to give 2 or 3% of my company. Today, I'm established. I don't need freelancers. I have my team there. I have my legal team there. I have my tech there. I have my AI and machine learning. I have my marketing team there. I'm here. I have a functioning business model. My team is developed and capable. My product is almost final. I have everything that I want in it. It's crashing the market and it's taking a lot of its shares. I have already a scale-up strategy in place. I secure my $3 million and now my valuation is around $6 to $10 million. Now, still, even though I'm showing this to my investor, and I will speak in a bit about why I need the 3 million and what I will do with it, I still want to show them that I have what's the next step for me. So I'll say like within the end of this year, I would be able to scale up. I would be able to enter 3 to 4 markets, and I will acquire a high quality team, and I will acquire further market shares, and I will have the product to look amazing, and I will have the application to be 1000% matching the needs of the market, and I will be raising $100 million, and my valuation could go for between $18 to $30 million. All these series from C and beyond, this is only about scaling up. So in here, why I haven't added angels anywhere. So angels are in the place where I need probably less than $1 million to $3 million. And they are not only there to give me the money, but they are also there to give me a lot of guidance. But I'm no longer needing them now because I'm an established company already. Everything is in place, and I'm just scaling up. I'm just expanding to new markets. I'm just making my team bigger. I'm just having more offices abroad. Some company could go for an exit. They could be acquired by a bigger company, like we saw with Souq, for example, and Amazon. Or we could go for an IPO and go to the initial public offering and get money from the general public. And in here we could, will be wide share for scale up, for growth, and for further market share. Should I go on, or you want?
Excellent. I have questions about how do we calculate our company valuation. So maybe this is a topic that we can maybe conduct a whole session about. What about raising this, Hanan, to our management and Hiba on the call?
Well, yes, in brief, I could actually add a thing or two, but like, yeah, Maya, you're very right. This is something that would take a whole session on it. In valuation, we could either benchmark, so we could look at other companies that are within our level and providing something similar to our product and services, and we could benchmark, or there's a formula for it where we will be counting the money that was spent in there, the money that is invested, the innovation. A lot of these things need to be taken into consideration. We can definitely have a full talk about it's not as easy as that, but if you are at a very early stage and you don't have anything yet and you won't be able to actually do your valuation, you could definitely benchmark.
Excellent. Looking forward, maybe by September, we start doing the next round of workshops, and we'll consider this among the workshops that we're having.
Definitely. Okay. So in here, I want to show my financials. I want to show my investor what I have been doing since 2021. But I also want to show them my revenue. I want to show the expenses. I want to show the net profit. I want it to be visual for them to see my projections. I don't want to bore them with a lot of details. The details will come again when we first said what's an investor pitch. We said this is the document that you are pitching for an investor to provide all the information they need so that you could get the meeting where you would be discussing the investment itself. In there, you can show your Excel sheet and all of these definitely and explain. Please don't ever print a screen Excel sheets and put them here. You don't want that. You could go just say what your revenue is, what your gross profit, what's your expenses, and what's your net profit. Make it even more visual than this. It would be even much better. I definitely showed where I'm starting, so 2021. I'm showing where am I today, and I'm showing 3 years ahead of time for my projections. Okay, now I need to show you that I have the qualified team, my super team, who's capable. Now I'm raising the $3 million, and I have the team who's capable of expanding, of working on this product. I have the right team. So since I'm an AI, I definitely need an AI engineer. I'm not an AI engineer. This is just an example. I need someone who's in tech wearable. I'm having a bracelet, a wearable bracelet. Definitely tech is important. I need a very qualified CTO. I'm looking at expansion. So sales and partnership make a lot of sense for me. I need to acquire bigger chunk of the market. I need the marketing and the PR. And I also have advisors. In our advisors, we aim to shoot for very high profile people. So those are people who are providing very high level strategy direction. They're not people who are engaged with my day-to-day. They just give me advice. They just show me how to go, where to go. So in here, those people ideally are very high profile people. And in each one, so again, when I show you, so I need an advisor in AI telling me what's the next big thing that I need to be focusing on. What are the things that I need to worry about? What are the things that my concerns should look at? I need definitely scale up because I'm going through expansion in a very also new technology that I'm talking about. I need somebody to tell me more about strategy. I need someone to tell me more about wearable. So in here, you need to show that the main things, the main items of your startup, I have people who are in this industry for 40, 30 years. And also here, you could add more about them. You could add their LinkedIn, you could add a little brief about where they're coming from, what they have achieved. Probably those are people who are like either have been invested in big scale-ups, no longer startups, big deals, people who are capable of giving you that kind of high-level image and vision for you.
Hanan, what about if you have part-time employees or maybe partners in our company? Do we need to highlight these or?
I would definitely add them. So when I'm showing my team to the investor, I'm telling them this is my winning team. This is what's going to make this product and this service work and enter those markets. So I need to show everyone in place. So if I also need in here an accountant, definitely they have to be. I have to show them that I have everything it takes to take this to the next level.
Great. And if we have we're partnering with a partner that exists with a full name existing in the market, do you think that this is like an added value or not?
If I have a partner in the market, is it an added value? Depends on the situation. I'm assuming if they have went for a partnership was for a very good reason.
So the question is like if you're having we're having the solution, but we're having a provider of the technology, like the partner is someone who's providing the technology. Do we make it visible to the investors or?
Okay, so like let's say, for example, TikTok, when they went, well, they're one of the most successful social media in my humble opinion. And when they wanted to pitch, they pitched themselves as they are backed by one of the biggest AI companies in the world, and that's what brought them their edge, and that's what makes them makes their algorithm very smart. So of course they spoke about that, and of course they highlighted it, definitely.
Great. We have questions about sharing the presentation. Maybe, I don't know if the presentation would be useful for them because we don't usually send the recording, but Hanan, would you be able just to share with us kind of, as we say, the most important component for the presentation so they can have a reference? Yeah.
Sure, no worries.
Great. So what we have else to talk about?
So this is
most important. Yeah.
The most important. So this is what all of this has been about. So by now, I hope that I have showed you something very interesting. You can see I'm providing a good service, a good product. I'm providing for a good growing market. I make sense in my business model. I know how I'm making money. I have people who are backing me up. I have people who are showing me the way. And now I'm asking for the money. So as I showed you in my roadmap, I'm now in my Series A and I'm raising $3 million. I need to explain to my investor why I need the $3 million. Where is it going to go? So I'm going to work on my product. I need to upgrade the bracelet. I need to fix many bugs in the application. I need to enhance my AI or buy some services, get new features. I need to build more. I need to build my team. I need machine learning engineers. I need data analysis. I need sales reps. I need growth hack marketing reps. I need to work on my user acquisition. I need marketing team. I need to pay on my campaigns as well. I need to work on analyzing my ideal paying customer and build more relatable products for them, features, I'm sorry, for them. I need to work on my market entry. So all of these things, where the money is going if you could please mute yourself, thank you. I need to show them where the money is going, and I need to show them in this slide as well, if possible, your ROI, which will come from your financials, so that you are spending 3 million and you're investing 3 million on me today. Within 3-4 years, this is your ROI. If possible, to do it again more visual than this, and to show it in a way that I look at it and I see what you're talking about and where you are going, definitely much better, definitely.
Excellent, Hanan. So I have a question about what if we are selling our company? So
what if you are selling your company? In exit deals, you need to show the valuation. You need to show so the thing that we were talking about, you need to show all the documents, all what makes this good, why after the valuation, where it will happen, what's the future for it, what are the plans, what they get, what they don't get. There are a lot of terms to be also negotiated in there. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely. So the ask will be definitely to justified by the valuation and all the assets within the company.
Okay, in here, as I mentioned before, you could show an analysis of similar deals. So if I'm asking for 3 million and I want to show them what I'm going to do with it, and there have been a recent deal that happened and was successful, and this what happened after, it could make sense for you to show those similar deals analysis for your investor, if any. You could add them as an annex if you want. You could show them, you can feel the room and understand where they are going with. And you need to also provide all supporting documents. Like, for example, when I was coding all of these facts that I was providing, I was getting them from certain reports. I need to show them. I took my business plan. There's, like we mentioned in the beginning, there was a business plan, business model canvas. There's all the items of my business plans, of my vision, my mission, more details about my product, my technology. I need to speak more about my team. I want to show maybe their resume. I want to speak more about my board of advisors. All of these documents that you need to have, you can add here as either supporting document, and it could be in the annex. Some do's and don'ts. One of the things that I really focus on is that you need to have a very nice flow. You need to have a story in place, and it needs to be interesting, needs to be complete, and you need to present it in a nice way. So you need to have a robust narrative. Definitely describe your product accurately. So you remember when we were talking about the product slide, that's a very important slide. Definitely show your market and that you understand it. Definitely show that you have the power team behind you. Learn about your audience. Always show that you're so close to the market and you understand it, and you are also receiving a feedback from the market and acting upon it. A picture is worth 1,000 words for sure, and was one of your questions. Don't claim to know it all, and don't show that you know it all. Like some investors actually feedback was, if I receive like a highly polished kind of presentation and all of that, sometimes they have doubts. Also, accept some kind of feedbacks, like because we can never know it all for real. There could be in the investors, they could be more, have more years of experience in this industry, and they have something to say. So listen, accept to what you're thinking. Definitely don't be defensive. Bring back what you have to add on that, and accept that, and probably do more research afterwards and show that you are welcoming this kind of constructive feedback. Present facts, not assumptions. Keep your financial slide definitely as simple as possible. Keep it updated, as we mentioned before, even if your business is 3 years old. Don't underestimate or belittle the competition, or please don't say to an investor, I am the first in the market. There is no first in the market. And if you say that, you're presenting yourself as you have not done your homework and you don't understand what exists in the market and who your competition is. Also, don't belittle them. Having a competition is not something bad. Having a competition in a market is not something that says to me, don't enter it. No, there's something that means I need to understand who my competition is, what they do, and how I can excel them, how I can take this further, how can I make it much better, how can I meet the need of the market.
This is an excellent slide, actually summarizing everything within the slide. And if you would like to take, please, photo of this, do not hesitate. And Hanan, it's really important to be open for feedback, because this is how we improve ourselves. So going to the investors and having this in mindset, this learning mindset, that we're gonna learn from this experience and we want to improve for the next step. This is really important. This is really important to ensure that we're growing and we're learning from any experience that we're having.
True.
Great. Excellent. So now, what are the documents that we need to have always in hand?
So in an investment meeting, you need to have a lot of documents ready on you. Your business plan, definitely, your technology plan, if there's an innovation, if there are features, certain features that there are, things that you need to explain and show in detail. If asked, you need to show your financials, like we said, up to 3 financial years of forecast make a lot of sense. If you had any assumptions that you have based this forecast on, please show them and list them and back them by facts from the market. You have to have your market research. You have to show that you understand who's your target market, who's my ideal paying customer, what they look like, where they're coming from, what they do, why they buy this, what's my proposition in this, what's my value proposition in this, why me, why not anyone else. If I'm having any partnerships, if I'm having any service level agreements, if I'm having anything vital for this. Some companies, not everything, and as Maya asked me a little bit before, not everything could come from you. So for example, I could have like a last mile company that I'm working with. You need to show everything in there. You need to have comprehensive presentation for them so that they understand where you're coming from, who are your whole surrounding and environment that creates this business, and anything else that for you could make more sense. Top tips in a meeting. I'm gonna assume it's a physical meeting. Definitely be clear. Don't use things ambiguous. Some people do like to use like these fancy words. I'm not against it, but I would rather use something that is simple and delivers the message. You need to actually try to pitch this to different people from different backgrounds, from different ages, and see where are they stuck with, what they don't understand. You need to be concise and convincing in your presentation. Please mind your body language. You can pitch to yourself in front of a mirror, see what you do, how does it look like. I'm one of the people who, from this Zoom, I realized I don't always smile enough, or sometimes I show I'm concentrating like I'm mad or something. So I'm minding my body language more. I'm presenting myself in a more confident way. Do your homework. Please do your homework. You need to understand your market and your competition. Don't avoid questions. Some of these meetings, not some, all of them, you will have questions you don't have an answer to, and that is not a problem. In here, I could say something like, okay, thank you, this is an amazing question. Actually, my team member, Maya, is working on this, and she is the expert on this. Is it okay if I actually bring her here, or can we have like a talk with her? Can I schedule another meeting with you? This would take a little bit more time from me and my team. We are working on it. Have an answer for it. Don't shy away from questions, but also don't go along, like be brief. Make sure that you answer the question, the information is there, but don't say things you don't need to. Be brief in that. Avoid reading off the slides. That's such a bad thing to do. Also, like it doesn't show that you know your business like the back of your hand, and you should know your business like the back of your hand. It's advised that you have a 3-pager and an 8-pager ready to share. What I mean by that is that, so this is my calorie bracelet. I explained to you everything in here, and this is what we call like the long form pitch. But I also would want to have something similar. For example, Maya would say, hey Hanan, I like your startup. I know this investor and I just want to show him something. In there, I want to provide an explanation of what I do and provide something that I would believe is the most interesting, the hook for them, something that when they read and they see, be like, oh, wow, okay, something that can read. This is a new technology, it's a new innovation that a bracelet can read nutrition facts from a fruit in front of it. Yes, this is the thing. And in it, I could add the product, I would talk about it, and I would add the first slide for me, I would show a roadmap where I would explain a few things on it. So I started here, this is the money, this is what I have as in terms of my product. So here's my MVP, here's my first product in, here's my explanation, here's my applications working on, this is what my bracelet look like, here's where am I, this is how much money I'm asking. In an 8-pager, sometimes they would, so I would come back and say like, oh, wow, they liked it. Can you just provide more information on that? So I need to show here I would speak about my market. I would speak probably about my ultimate goal. I would speak about my vision, my mission, my team, my advisors. I would show my value propositions. I would speak about more things to share in there in my 8-pagers. Both of these, you need to understand is that those are things you share, you don't pitch. So even though, please do definitely make it visual, but you cannot rely on that they read something and they don't understand it. This is something you will not be there to explain. This is something they need to look at and understand, and at the same time, be brief.
Great, this is amazing actually, Hanan, because we've heard it from our one of our guest speaker earlier in one session. He said that sometimes like I'm an investor, but I'm focused on a specific topic or maybe kind of industry. However, maybe I would like the idea and I can ask another investor, or maybe I can tell about your business. So having this kind of 3-pager, and they always think like we are farming more than hunting people. So we're having this kind of pager for as a message, and they can carry it on to another investor probably.
Yeah. Another thing, don't leave the meeting without leaving them with something to ponder, something that they find very interesting. Definitely don't leave without at least giving them your business card or making sure they have something from you. So if they want to connect, and definitely get their information. Don't expect like that an investor, they probably hear like 1,000 pitch a month. You need to be able to be the one who follows up, and you need to be the one who is capable of understanding what to provide in the next 2 to 3 weeks from then.
Yes, amazing. Actually, we have a few questions more, so we want to take and open the floor to more questions, if you don't mind, Hanan. But let us first kick our second poll, while taking the questions. And I think that now, I hope by this session, we got a lot of interesting insights and practical tips from Hanan. I'm really enjoying the session. And I see like a lot of people have, wow, good,
okay.
Having very
Thank
good
you. I'm flattered.
results. Yes, exactly. So we're happy to take more questions if needed. So let me see what are the questions. So how does the one pitch start? If we're starting a new startup and we want to gather information from the market. So how do we do our research in the market without getting someone to pick up our ideas? Is there any advice you can give, Hanan, please?
I do understand that a lot of entrepreneurs worry a lot about their ideas, and if you have an innovative one, also need to protect it. And the thing is, 2 things. First of all, NDAs are very important. You could tackle that or approach it by saying, hi, Maya, I have an idea I would like to share with you. And if you wish, I have an NDA that we can sign as well to move this forward. That's a way. The second is, I'm a strong believer that no one can tell what's in your mind. No one can have that passion, that drive that you have to work on this and make it happen. And no one can understand for real what's your vision, what's your roadmap, what you want to do next. And if that was easy, then writing presentations to pitch your business would have been very easy. And trust me, it's not.
Great.
NDAs is an amazing idea, and you can definitely download one online. Please fix the court or the legal part to your country where you are in, and you can share it. An NDA is a binding contract kind of agreement.
Amazing. Hanan, we have a lot of wonderful feedback coming from our participant, and I have one question. Can she have a one-to-one meeting with you? We're here to support, actually.
Oh, of course. I think I can share my UN women. Okay, so I'll put my email, and of course, please write me. I'm more than happy.
And for all those who are asking actually for the questions about investors or maybe about any initiative that we're having in the market, we are always like within our sessions, talking and sharing knowledge about any initiative that would be enhancing women entrepreneurs' access to finance or access to procurement. So please stay tuned and follow on our activities and initiatives, and we'll let you know if any important or maybe insightful initiative is coming over. So I think we covered all our questions, and we're having a lot of great feedback. Again, thank you so much, Hanan, for really this wonderful session.
Thank you.
We
Thank
have
you for
one last.
Thank you for you and women and for Nama.
Thank you, Hanan. It was great having you. And we look forward for our next session on 5th of July. You will be hosting Nada Khurshid, one of our mentors, and she's really gonna talk about leadership and the importance of having this balance in the relationships among the employees and the colleagues. I will be happy to organize any other informative sessions for you and technical ones. Please share with us any feedback or maybe any topic that comes to your mind by sending to Hanan's email. And we will be sending in the email, the recording session, as well as the link to the directory. We have so far around 400 women entrepreneurs, women-owned businesses in the UAE who have registered. They have been vetted. Of course, you need to have 51% of shares in your companies, but this is very important as key in order to support our women entrepreneurs in order to get a better market opportunity later. So we'll be sending you the link, and would love to have you register in our directory. Again, we're recording the session, and we'll send it to you soon. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. And looking forward to other sessions. Thank you, Hanan.
Thank you.
Thank you all.